Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Good morning, everyone, or afternoon. Welcome to Make Your Day Richer TV. I'm your host, Richard Wilmore. There was pandemonium in the studio this morning because we use StreamYard, which a lot of people use to do podcasts and live streams. I've been using it since 2020, when actually I found out about it through Rosie O'Donnell. Of course I did. Shocker, right? She did a live stream like a month or two after the pandemic started as a benefit, and brought back the Rosie O'Donnell show and raised $500,000 for charity. And I thought, oh, I want to use that. So that's how we started using it around here. And it's been great. They update it all the time. They do great stuff with it. I have a lot of fun with it. I produce other podcasts with it for other people. And they recently sold. There was like two young men that invented it or came up with it or started it. You know me and technology. You've seen enough of these shows now to know I don't know what I'm talking about. And they sold it to another company like a month or two ago. And so some things have changed. Some things are good and some things are not so good. And they just announced yesterday some updates that they're going to be doing in the next month or so, which are very exciting. And then today, I went in this morning to upload some clips, like the intro, a clip we're going to show in a little bit, like that kind of stuff. And it wasn't working. And I was like, this is what happens when you change things. But then it worked after a little while. But there was a lot of panic here as I thought, okay, what's step number 2? How else can I do this? But it worked. And you saw the opening, and we know that Caleb's here and that it's the 16th. So there's no reason. I had on here to yell at StreamYard, but I don't have to yell at you anymore because it worked. And who knows, it was probably an error on my part. Let's see what else is new. I did a podcast. I was a guest on a podcast last night called Down to Business and it was a really, really fun time. I don't love chatting about myself and talking about like business. But it was really good, and it comes out I think in like a month or so, and I will let y'all know when that comes out. But the podcast is called Down to the number 2 Business. So look that up on YouTube or podcast platforms and take a look at his other episodes. So thanks for having me on. It was the end of the day for me. It was late last night for me, and so I hope I wasn't awful. Okay. There's a new, I don't know if you know this or not, but I produce other podcasts, like I just said, using StreamYard. And one of them is Stacey Andin's Everyday Enchantment. She had a new episode come out yesterday. Today's Tuesday, yesterday. So I wanted to just play a little clip for you. You can find it on all podcast platforms, YouTube. If you go to Everyday Enchantment, her Facebook group, or staceyandin.com, you can listen to it or watch it. But here's a clip right now.
Art has saved me on so many levels. It really has. I get emotional about it. It really saved my life. I was going in such a bad direction, and it took me, going back through the years. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that it came into my life. I'm so sorry. I'm so grateful.
Please don't apologize. This is the essence of life, is all this emotion.
Tears of joy. It really is. Yeah. It's not tears of bad. I only get welled up when I get happy. I really do. It's tears of joy because I went through such a tough time and it came into me. And I guess you just gotta let it come in. And it took me. I'm so grateful for it. I really am.
Oh, thank you. Apparently y'all are still clapping, is what I hear. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. All right, here we go. This is why I should have headphones in so I can hear myself. You guys are so excited to watch today. Thanks for doing that. So that's Everyday Enchantment, and you can pick that up wherever you listen to your podcasts. Let's see. Rosie, of course, we're here until Rosie O'Donnell decides to join this program, and then that's going to be my last show. But until then, I'm going to show you all the stuff that I have for Rosie. And this is it. So I was looking at this earlier, and I was like, where did I get this? And it's some like little bear. It's not a Beanie Baby, but it's a celebrity bear, star number 2, from Sagertown, Pennsylvania, the JC Bears Inc., celebritybears.com. I'm going to look them up to see if they're still even a thing anymore. But this was from June 2nd of 1998, and it's it has nothing really to do with her. I think they were just trying to make money off of celebrities, but there you go. That's our Rosie memorabilia of today. Hey, thanks to all of our sponsors. You'll see them all at the end of the show, whether they're guests, whether they're fans of the show, have contributed to the show to make it continue to go. They're listed as producers at the end of the show, and it's a huge list. And thank you for your continued support. We're always looking for support to make the show bigger and better. And if you'd like to do that, go to buymeacoffee.com/makeyourdayricher. And then maybe we can afford to make sure that there isn't clapping during the entire segment. One day. All right, we have a really good show today. Caleb Dalby is here. He's from the Waxhaw Community Theatre. And so we're talking all about community and theater and the arts and how that can make your day richer. And I was a theater major in college. And even though I did not do very well in it, it surrounded me with people who were there to support me, and which is why I'm so in love with the arts to this day and love having people from the arts on the show. And so he's here. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Caleb Dalby. All right? We'll be back in a minute.
In this world of innovation, would you rather have an old, outdated flip phone or a brand new iPhone? A horse and buggy carriage or the newest luxury hybrid? A dial-up router with your AOL account or a super fast Wi-Fi hotspot? With nutrition, what you have been using or taking up until now hasn't been bad. There's just something newer. We all appreciate advancements in science and technology. In the same way we seek the best and newest in our electronics, vehicles, and everyday conveniences, wouldn't you also want the best technology and newest innovation for your nutrition and supplementation? At the time, you may have had the best from what was out there and available. Now, there is something better and newer, more bioavailable, more convenient, better tasting, faster acting. It literally is the equivalent to getting an IV full of high-tech nutrients right into your bloodstream, without the needle, without the appointment, without being attached to anything for a specific length of time. Simply pop these tasty, all-natural lozenges into your mouth and savor as they instantly start to absorb into your bloodstream through your mucous membranes. That's it. And with the added benefit of negative ions, in other words, energy, there isn't anything else out there on the market like it. Now is the time to switch to the next improvement and innovation in health and nutrition. It's time for advancement. It's time for better. It's time for APL Go and our rapid botanical DNA drops.
Hi, everyone. We are back with Caleb Dalby. You are the president and founder of the Waxhaw Community Theatre. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a lot of work, right?
It is a lot of work, and it is not a one-person job. It certainly takes a village, and we have an amazing village.
Good. How did you get into the arts and theater, and where did that love come from?
I've always been art-minded, focused on creativity, and I can't draw anything. I started performing very young. I performed as young Scrooge in The Christmas Carol at the North Platte Community Playhouse.
If we can get a picture of that, please send it my way.
I will try.
Thank you.
Ask Mom. But that was my first performance, and it was I was stuck from there. Yeah. So middle school, high school, I acted. I went to college for theater education, and that's when I got into like backstage stuff, tech theater. I didn't know how cool that was until college, unfortunately. And I just, when I asked myself and a lot of it comes from my faith and my beliefs, what makes us as humans special. And ultimately, I think that it is the way that we tell stories and the way that we absorb stories and hear stories. And theater, as old a tradition as civilization itself, because it's the art of telling stories.
Yeah.
And that's so important to me, just telling these stories. And what can we do? I mean, the day the internet died, it's a silly play. It's silly, it's funny, we're here to laugh, but there's also something to say about what are we doing all day long on our phones? And when you really look at that, what is, why don't we put our phones in our pocket for a little bit more often?
Yeah. The Day the Internet Died is a show that opens on the 26th of July at the Waxhaw Community Theatre. Can you tell everybody about the show?
I'm happy to. The Day the Internet Died is a very funny play about a town that loses the internet for very mysterious reasons. Out of nowhere, the internet disappears for the whole town. They can't get on Wi-Fi, cellular data, or anything. For a whole week, they have to deal with, what are we going to do? I can't get on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat. And how do they deal with that? Hijinks ensue.
As they always do when the internet goes down.
As they must.
All right, we have a clip. We'll take a look.
Oh, please.
What would you do if the internet died? How would you handle no internet? Freak out like Nina? Try to make IRL work like Maria and Cole? Just try to do your job like Harriet and the sheriff? And who really killed the internet anyway? Find out July 26th through 28th.
You can get tickets at waxhawcommunitytheatre.com, and we'll have the links in the notes and in the comments. It's a pretty big cast, right?
14 people in the cast. It's our biggest cast so far of our 2 years in existence.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that to put together? It's a lot of people to corral.
Yeah, and to manage and organize. I'm stage managing this play, so keeping that all straight. Starting with auditions, we just had an excellent turnout. Every time we have auditions, we get more and more people, and we always want, like, if you're wanting to be involved in theater, you don't need experience. You don't, you want to be involved, come down to an audition. And it was great. The auditions were nice. The people were funny, and we're just having a blast at rehearsals. I mean, if you go to any rehearsal you go to, we're laughing, we're having a good time. People are making friends, and that's really what's important about a lot of what's important about what we're doing.
What I love about what you did with this is kind of the story behind building it. Can you talk a little bit about that Facebook post that kind of changed the trajectory of your life?
It certainly did.
Speaking of the internet going down, good thing it wasn't down that day.
It wasn't down that day. It was in July of 22. I posted on the Waxhaw Facebook page, hey, I'm a theater person, and we have to, I didn't know, and actually I've learned a lot about theater companies in the area since then, but I didn't really know of a theater company that was here in Waxhaw. I knew Massey's Playhouse. A lot of parents have to drive their kids all the way there. I was one of those kids that my parents had to drive, to rehearsals. So I thought, Waxhaw's growing. We should be building this theater. And so I posted out. I got a lot of responses. Probably over 300 texts through Facebook. That was like, hey, I am in all the way on this. And we're still meeting people.
A dial-up router with your AOL account?
Year to the date, actually, that we opened our first show, 12 Angry Jurors, last July. Within a year, we would be putting on a play. And we did. And it was an amazing success, by the standards of these things. I teach theater at Sun Valley High School, and to put on a show, the logistics that are involved, the budgeting, the management, the directing, all of that the tech stuff that you don't normally see when you're in the audience and you're watching. We don't want you to see about 90% of the
work that goes into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk about the rest of the season and the rest of the year? Like, what shows are coming up?
Absolutely. So this is our big summer show. We got kids, grown-ups, adults in this show. It's family friendly, and we wanted to open with that. We like a big summer show. Our season for the 24-25 season is called The Stage of Whimsy, and we wanted to sort of bring plays that had an element of whimsy to it. And I like that because it's so broad. Whimsy can mean anything. The internet's out and we're pretending that Facebook is real life, and that's whimsical. And also, magic is whimsical. So coming up in December, we have the Christmas Carol, a live radio play. We did the live radio play version of It's a Wonderful Life last year, so it's sort of a sequel.
Cool.
And it's just set up like an old-fashioned talkie. You've got a Foley artist with all the props at the table making the live noises, and then you've got the actors at the microphones.
Wow.
And they're telling the Christmas Carol. And then after that, we'll have a show called Communicating Doors. That one's a little more. That one's an adult
whimsical
show. Yeah, adult whimsical.
Uh-huh.
Don't bring your kids to that one. But it's I actually haven't read the script yet. it's sitting on
really
my
good.
It's sitting on my desk. I do know the plot, and the people that brought that to us were able to explain very much what it was about. So, but it has something to do with time travel.
Fun.
Yeah, and then finally, the end of the season, we'll close out with a show called Puffs, which is sort of some background characters during Harry Potter's time at Hogwarts. What's going on in Hufflepuff when Harry's off doing this, that, and the other, and we kind of see that peripherally, and then we focus on the story of the Hufflepuffs, and it's a story about saving the world when you didn't want to.
When the internet was down.
Yeah.
That brings a question to my mind of how do you select shows for a season? Like I've been in the theater world for a long time and I've never asked that question. So what's that selection process like?
It's a great question, and it's different depending on how, like I said, I teach high school theater, so I'm my selection committee for that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I read probably 150 plays a year looking for what's good for my school right now, my students right now. When you're in a board, it's a little different. So what we do is we talk about what we want in the season first, right? We want full-length shows. We want kid-friendly shows. We want shows with whimsy in them, for example, this time, or we want classics. Then we'll take a look at the publishing companies. There's so many publishing companies that, MTI, Concord Theatrical, Stage Partners publishes the one we're doing right now. And they have catalogs of plays. Descriptions, lengths, cast sizes, all the information you need.
Price.
Yep, price. Price. We bring those together as a board and we talk about each one. Everybody this is the way we've done it in the past. And there may be better ways to do it. And we're growing and we're learning. So everybody brings in 2 or 3 that they found that they think this works for what we talked about. I think it's important. It's it says something that we want to say, and then we kind of do a ranked voting system to find that season. But good theater always needs to say something. Mm-hmm. If you're not offending someone, you're not doing it right. So we're always looking for a way to put on good theater. And so we always want to ask, what does this play talk about?
Uh-huh.
What are we trying to say here? The internet died. Yeah, it's funny, but also get off your phone.
Yeah. Right. How can people best support the theater? Yours specifically.
Thank you. Well, yeah, always support theater. You can buy tickets at waxhawcommunitytheatre.com. Just tell people. Word of mouth is the biggest thing. Come see the show if you like it. Tell your friends. Mm-hmm. Tell your friends. Come get involved. We have opportunities to volunteer. If you don't want to act, if you I'm not, I don't want to be on the stage, fine. We've got plenty of backstage opportunities. You can move a set piece. You can help people to their seat. You can sell concessions. So there's a lot of opportunities there to be involved.
Okay, good. The Day the Internet Died opens July 26th. It runs the 27th and 28th.
Right.
You can get tickets at waxhawcommunitytheatre.com. Caleb, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It was great to be here.
Come back the next time another show opens.
I would be happy to.
All right, thank you. We will be right back after this.
In this world of innovation, would you rather have an old, outdated flip phone or a brand new iPhone? A horse and buggy carriage or the newest luxury hybrid? A dial-up router with your AOL account or a super fast Wi-Fi hotspot? With nutrition, what you have been using or taking up until now hasn't been bad. There's just something newer. We all appreciate advancements in science and technology. In the same way we seek the best and newest in our electronics, vehicles, and everyday conveniences, wouldn't you also want the best technology and newest innovation for your nutrition and supplementation? At the time, you may have had the best from what was out there and available. Now, there is something better and newer, more bioavailable, more convenient, better tasting, faster acting. It literally is the equivalent to getting an IV full of high-tech nutrients right into your bloodstream, without the needle, without the appointment, without being attached to anything for a specific length of time. Simply pop these tasty, all-natural lozenges into your mouth and savor as they instantly start to absorb into your bloodstream through your mucous membranes. That's it. And with the added benefit of negative ions, in other words, energy, there isn't anything else out there on the market like it. Now is the time to switch to the next improvement and innovation in health and nutrition. It's time for advancement. It's time for better. It's time for APL Go and our rapid botanical DNA drops.
All right, we're back. And update, celebritybears.com is no longer a website. And its parent company, JC Bears Inc., also in Sagertown, Pennsylvania, no longer a thing. So, vintage. Okay. On tomorrow's show, we've got Emily Davis, who is the author of the new young adult book, Guardians and Keepers of the Myth. She will be here, right here, well on the TV. But I'll be here at the desk. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Go do something great today. Make someone smile and make yourself smile too. We will see you tomorrow. I love you. Goodbye.